Hi, it's Miss Pritzel at the Upper West Library, and I am book talking Everything is Tuberculosis, The History and Persistence of Our Deadliest Disease by John Green. So maybe some of you know the name John Green. He is the author of Fault in Our Stars and other awesome YA fiction books, but the last two books he's written have been nonfiction. So this is a nonfiction book about the history of the deadliest disease still today. COVID took its place for 1 year, but tuberculosis still kills more people than any other disease in the world. Currently 1.25 million every year. So what's interesting about this is John Green, in 2019, he does some work with health organizations around the world in improving health in other third world countries. And he met this young tuberculosis patient, and he said before that time he was like, oh, is the tuberculosis still a thing? And that's how a lot of us think, because very few people die of tuberculosis in the United States every year. I think he said like 500. But like I said, in third world countries where there's war-torn, impoverished, no real healthcare system the way that we have, no good roads to get to where you need to go for healthcare. It's a very different story. And so like I said, this is a book about tuberculosis. So he goes into the history, he goes into the social aspects, how, for some time it was romanticized. Then he gets into then we finally, around the 1950s, we developed antibiotics, and that pretty much cured it. But here's the thing, viruses learn and grow and change. So some people are developing, 90% of the people who take the drugs that are the most affordable drugs are cured, but there's that 10%. And they continue to spread the disease around. So I learned so much about tuberculosis, and what I love about this book is just under 200 pages. It's super short, but it was just absolutely fascinating. And I'm like, if you would have said I'd be fascinated by a book about tuberculosis, no, but he made it interesting. He wove it around the story of this young man, Henry Reeder, and he had an antibiotic-resistant strain of the disease, which, pretty much a lot of in the country, in Sierra Leone, where Henry lives, that's like a death sentence. So it's just so interesting, because John Green starts out by talking about a great uncle of his who died of the disease, So he just makes all these connections, and it's really, I'm going to be honest, it is a call to action, because he talks about, these drugs are the cheapest, but they only cure 90% of the cases. What about the other 10%? And he's like, and why should we care about this? Because there will come a time when tuberculosis, the anti-resistant strain, is out there. And if we don't have new and current treatments for it, it will ultimately impact the whole world. So, like I said, I am not a huge nonfiction reader, and I rarely gush over nonfiction books, but this one was absolutely fascinating. He had me captivated pretty much the entire time. So, yeah. And if you, I'm going to be honest, if you struggle with nonfiction and reading it, sometimes I do, I like to listen to the audiobook, and John Green reads the audiobook, and he is just amazing. So if nonfiction is something you're interested in, health or just history and things like that, I think this is a great book for you. If you are not a nonfiction fan, like even I am not a real huge nonfiction fan, but I absolutely love this book. So highly recommend it. But once again, if this is not what you're into reading, I will help you find something else. Have a fantastic day and keep on reading. Bye.